Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're pulling back the curtain on something really fascinating. It's the meticulous process of testing a brand new medication. Imagine peering, right into the blueprint of a major clinical trial, seeing every painstaking detail. That's kind of our mission today. We're going to break down this complex world of a big clinical study protocol. It's for an investigational product called AMG 133, potential new treatment for overweight and obesity. We'll explore its unique science, who gets in, what they measure, and just wow, the lengths researchers go to for safety and good data.
Right. And to do that, we're literally diving into the official study protocols and the statistical analysis plans, too. These are the blueprints, really, not just summaries. They show you exactly how these trials are run. Gives us an amazing look at the rigor involved.
Absolutely. So let's start with the star here, AMG 133. What is this molecule fundamentally? What makes it so interesting?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how it's engineered. It's a dual-action molecule that sets apart, scientifically speaking. It's a human monoclonal GIPR antagonist antibody conjugated with two GLP-1 analog peptides.
Whoa, okay, that is definitely a mouthful. Can you simplify that a bit? What does that combination do? And, how's it different from maybe some of the other drugs we hear about, like the GLP ones?
Okay, think of it like a metabolic one-two punch. A lot of the weight loss drugs out there now, like many semaglutides, they mostly just hit the GLP-1 receptor. And they work well, but it's kind of a single pathway thing. AMG 133, though, it acts as both a GIPR antagonist and a GLP-1 receptor agonist. So it's not just hitting one target, it's hitting two different ones at the same
For
time.
two targets.
Exactly. And why that's potentially a big deal is, well, they're trying to unlock maybe more significant weight loss by hitting two key hormone signals. It might help overcome plateaus, or issues some people have with single target drugs. It's really trying to be a next generation approach.
Okay, so this unique dual mechanism, what's the main goal of this particular study then, this big one?
Right. So this specific study, it's a phase 2 trial. Phase 2 is really about figuring out the dose. Is it effective and what's the right dose? It's randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind, pretty standard for high-quality trials. And the primary objective, it's actually quite straightforward, assess the dose response. See how different doses of AMG 133 stack up against a placebo for causing weight loss, and importantly, maintaining it over 52 weeks. The target is adults with overweight or obesity, and they've split them into two groups. Cohorts, they call them. Cohort A, people without type 2 diabetes. Cohort B, people with type 2 diabetes.
Makes sense. So every study like this has super strict rules about who can join. Given the scale and the novelty of this drug, who exactly are they looking for?
Yeah, the inclusion criteria are key. Participants need to be 18 or older. BMI, body mass index, has to be at least 27. That BMI level, indicates overweight or obesity where intervention might be needed. And crucially, they need a history of at least one unsuccessful attempt at weight loss through diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Shows they've tried before.
Okay.
Then it gets more specific for the cohorts. Cohort A, the non-diabetic group. BMI needs to be 30 or more, or 27 or more if they also have a weight-related issue, like hypertension, dyslipidemia, sleep apnea, cardiovascular disease, one of those. And their HbA1c, that's the long-term blood sugar measure, must be under 6.5%.
Got it. And cohort B, the group with diabetes.
For cohort B, BMI also needs to be 27 or higher. They need an established diagnosis of type 2 diabetes for at least 180 days. And their HbA1c has to be between 7% and 10%. So they're selecting quite precisely, you see, to get the right patient groups.
That really makes sense. Looking for specific profiles where this drug could potentially help most. But like you said, it's not just who gets in, it's also about who can't participate. And some of these exclusion reasons, they seem incredibly specific. Telling, really, about the level of caution. What stands out?
Oh, absolutely. The exclusions are vital, both for safety and for making sure the results are clean. One of the big ones.
Hmm.
No recent use of other weight loss medications within 90 days before screening. And that list is long, covers everything from older drugs like Phanervine to the newer GLP-1s like semaglutide, tirzepatide. They really want to see just what AMG 133 does, no interference. The only exception, interestingly, is for cohort B, they can be on SGLT2 inhibitors.
Ah, SGLT2 inhibitors. Why are they allowed? That's interesting.
Good question. SGLT2s, they're a different class of diabetes drug. They work mainly in the kidneys, helping excrete sugar. Their mechanism is quite different, so they're not expected to directly mess with the metabolic pathways. AMG 133 is targeting for weight loss in the same way, less likely to confound the results.
Fascinating. Okay, what else is on that really strict no entry list?
Mental health is a big focus.
Hmm.
Any history of a suicide attempt or suicidal behavior in the last 2 years. Exclusion. Specific scores indicating higher suicidal ideation on a scale they use, the CSSRS, or high depression scores on the PHQ-9, also exclusion. This addresses potential concerns, sort of class effects sometimes discussed with other weight loss meds, maybe affecting mood.
Yeah.
Safety first, always,
Right, that seems critical.
definitely. Then there are strict cardiac rules. No significant arrhythmias, certain ECG issues, blood pressure, or heart rate outside set limits. And of course, if someone seems unwilling to actually follow the study procedures, complete the visits. They can't participate. You need full compliance for good data.
It really sounds like they're building this highly controlled bubble to understand the drug. Anything else unusual that caught your eye in the exclusions?
Yeah, a few more that really highlight the breadth of safety checks for male participants. Unwillingness to use specific contraception or abstain from sperm donation for a while after the last dose. That points directly to reproductive safety. Even for investigational drugs, very standard precaution.
Hmm, okay.
Also, no recent weight loss surgeries,
Mm.
like gastric bands or even liposuction within a year, and then a whole list of other medications, systemic corticosteroids, certain antidepressants, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers, even some CNS stimulants like Ritalin or Adderall, if used recently. Even herbal or over-the-counter weight loss stuff within 90 days is out. It just hammers home the point. Isolate the effect, minimize confounding variables, safety, safety, safety. It's immense effort to control things.
It truly is. So, okay, let's say you clear all those hurdles, you're in. What's the actual experience like? What does being a participant involve day to day over that year, or maybe even 2 years?
Well, it's quite a commitment. The main treatment part 1, goes for 48 weeks.
Okay.
Then there's a 16-week safety follow-up. And yeah, some people might continue into part 2, which means treatment for a total of 104 weeks, 2 years. The drug, or the placebo, it's given by subcutaneous injection, like insulin shots or many current weight loss drugs. Pretty common method.
And the dosing, you mentioned they test different amounts.
Exactly. Multiple doses, 140 milligrams, 280 milligrams, 420 milligrams every 4 weeks. And in part 2, they might even test longer intervals, like 420 milligrams every 8 or even 12 weeks. And importantly, some groups get a gradual dose increase, dose escalation they call it, maybe over 4 weeks, maybe over 12 weeks. The idea there is to see if starting slower reduces side effects, particularly stomach issues like nausea, which can happen with these types of drugs. And of course, the whole thing is double-blind, placebo-controlled. Neither the participant nor the clinic staff knows who's getting the real drug versus the dummy drug until the main analysis is done at 52 weeks. Crucial for avoiding bias.
Wow, incredibly structured. So what are they actually measuring to see if it works and if it's safe? It can't just be the number on the scale, right?
Far from it. It's way more comprehensive. For efficacy, yes, the main thing, the primary endpoint, is percent change in body weight at week 52. But they also look closely at secondary endpoints, like what percentage of people achieve big weight reductions, 5%, 10%, 15%, even 20% loss. And beyond weight, they measure waist circumference meticulously, and body composition. Using DECECA scans, they measure fat mass, lean mass, even that deep abdominal fat, visceral fat. Gives a much richer picture of the type of weight lost.
Okay, so it's about the quality of the weight loss, too.
Exactly. And then there are the patient-reported outcomes, PROs. Super important for understanding the experience. They use standard surveys for quality of life. How does weight impact daily life? They track specific weight-related symptoms. And even for some periods, daily tracking of nausea, vomiting, using a specific index, especially in the non-diabetic group, shows how closely they watch potential side effects and their real-world impact.
Wow, okay, so it really isn't just about the number on the scale, it's body composition, how someone feels day to day. What about the safety monitoring side? That must be an even deeper dive.
Oh yeah, safety monitoring is incredibly extensive, arguably the most critical part. Vital signs measured constantly, blood pressure, heart rate, ECGs, electrocardiograms, checked regularly for heart rhythm issues, and the lab tests. It's an amazing battery. Basic blood counts, kidney function, liver function, full lipid panels for cholesterol, triglycerides, thyroid hormone, pancreatic enzymes like amylase, lipase. They even check specific markers for heart strain, like NT-proBNP. It's like a full biochemical MOT for every participant.
A biochemical MOT, I like that.
Yeah. And everyone's monitored for low blood sugar, hypoglycemia. Those with diabetes also self-monitor for high blood sugar. And that suicidal risk monitoring we mentioned, that continues throughout using those validated questionnaires. It's a continuous safety check. They also test for immunogenicity, basically. Does the body create antibodies against AMG 133? That tells them if the immune system is reacting, which could affect how well the drug works or its long-term safety.
And you mentioned lifestyle, too.
Right. This is really interesting. All participants get physical activity and nutritional counseling, standard advice. So the drug's effects are measured alongside those recommended lifestyle changes, which makes the results more relevant to the real world, doesn't it? Oh, and they even give everyone a digital scale to record their weight daily from day 1 to week 52. That might sound simple, but getting that daily home-based data, it's huge. Way more detailed than just weighing people at clinic visits. Unprecedented granularity, really.
It really paints this picture of just incredible data collection. Every detail seems covered, from daily weigh-ins to, wow, deep blood work. So what happens after all this data comes in? How do they make sense of it?
Well, once they have this mountain of data, because it's serious analysis, there's an interim look plan around week 24 that's mainly administrative, helps them pick the best dose or doses to potentially take forward into phase 3 trials, which are even bigger. The main analysis, the primary one for efficacy, happens after week 52. And throughout the whole trial, there is an internal but unblinded data review team at Amgen. They constantly monitor safety data. Crucially, this team is separate from the actual product development team, keeps things objective, ensures safety oversight is impartial. And, connecting it back, it just shows the enormous investment, the caution, the scientific integrity needed to bring a new drug forward. It's a long, careful process, constant vigilance.
Absolutely. So we've taken a real deep dive today, haven't we, into the very fabric of a cutting-edge trial, understanding not just, what AMG 133 is, but this whole meticulous process of testing it, from who qualifies to that incredible list of things they measure for efficacy and, crucially, for safety.
Exactly. And that level of detail, it's not just about proving a drug work, is it? It's about understanding its entire profile, mitigating every conceivable risk, making sure any potential treatment is thoroughly vetted before it even gets close to wider use. It's really a testament to the scientific rigor behind developing new medicines today.
So as you think about all this, consider the sheer volume of data we just talked about, the years of research, the hundreds of people involved, and just one study like this one makes you wonder what other hidden depths of science are out there shaping our future that we rarely stop to explore. Keep diving deep, keep asking questions, and we'll be here to unpack them with you.